Hi guys, my name is Iris and today I have 5 short films that I wanted to introduce to you guys. On YouTube I see film recommendations all the time, but I've never seen any short film recommendations, so I wanted to offer you guys some. The 5 films on my list today are from a variety of different countries, which I pride myself in, and I'm excited for you guys to get the chance to experience different cultures through these small snippets of cinema. So the first film that I wanted to introduce to you guys is called The Karman Line. This 25-minute long short film was released in March of 2014, directed by Oscar Sharp. It won the BAFTA Award for Best British Short Film, and it was also nominated for the BAFTA Best Short Film as well. It stars Olivia Colman, whom many of you will know from The Favourite. She won the Academy's Best Actress Award in 2019. The synopsis is as follows. When a mother is hit by a rare condition that lifts her off the ground at a slow but ever-increasing rate, her husband and daughter are forced to come to terms with losing her. So the Karman Line is actually a real term. It describes the boundary between the Earth's atmosphere and outer space. You know, the reason I love this film is I watched this back in 2019 when I was also going through my own personal journey of loss and grief as well. And I love the way that the director Oscar Sharp put it. In a New Yorker article, Oscar Sharp defined the genre of this film as magical social realism. And I think that's very true. You know, this film talks a lot about just the emotions and the journey of humans learning to say goodbye and to let go. And I think that's a very difficult topic to talk about. But because of the way that this story is constructed with this magical premise, where this character lifts up off the ground, I think it's a great metaphor to make this difficult topic a little bit easier to talk about in a sense. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Olivia Colman and all of her works, and when I first watched this, I didn't know that she was in it, so I was really excited to see that obviously she pulls off another amazing performance. So yeah, definitely check this one out. And the second short film that I have to introduce to you guys is actually a South Korean film, and it is a short film by the name of The Guest, or in Korean, 손님. This 19-minute short film was released in 2011 by director Yoon Ka-eun. Now, along with this film, I just really wanted to introduce you guys to this director. After making history at the Oscars earlier this year, director Bong Joon-ho released a list of 20 filmmakers that he believes will continue to shape the future of cinema. And within that list, director Yoon Ka-eun was the only South Korean filmmaker. And there's a very good reason behind that. She has such a distinct voice that sets her apart from her fellow filmmakers in this time. Her specialty lies in depicting the lives and perspectives of children. And so going back to this short film recommendation, this film depicts a fuming high schooler who barges into her newfound father's mistress's home only to find her 2 kids there. And this film just follows these 2 kids and this high school girl and their interactions. And it's a really insightful piece to just take a peek into the lives of children and just the circumstances that adults kind of put them in and how children have to grow up within it. Alrighty, the third short film that I want to introduce you guys is a Japanese short film by the name of, I don't want to butcher it, so it's Sumiki no Rei, but in English it's called The House of Small Cubes. This 12-minute short film was released in June of 2008, directed by Kunio Kato. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 2009. The premise is as follows. To save his house from rising floodwaters, an old man uses bricks to build it higher. Then he relives events from his past while searching for his dropped pipe. So this is the only animated short film on this list, but I think it very much fits my own preferences because I personally don't like animations that are super crisp and super clean. Like if you zoom all the way in, it looks like like a picture. Like I appreciate how far technology has advanced to the point where our animation films look so real, but I love animated films that look like they were drawn, like hand drawn, and you can tell that you know, a person, an artist, actually stroked their pencil or their paintbrush for each frame. Like I really appreciate that, and this film is definitely, if you just see the images look like they could be from a children's book, and I absolutely love that. This film itself has like darker themes. It talks a lot about loneliness and just reflection upon, you know, one's life. I remember just after watching this film being stuck in my own thoughts and really just reflecting upon life in general, and I think that's the power of cinema, you know, to make you kind of have a new perspective and to think deeper, not just about the film itself, but about your own self. And so I think this is definitely a short film that you guys should watch. Yeah. The fourth film that I wanted to introduce to you guys is a film called Naysayer. I was introduced to this short film through a YouTube channel called Omletto that releases a bunch of short films, like award-winning short films. They post a lot of videos. I unfortunately don't get to watch every single one, but the reason why I watched this one was because in the thumbnail was one of my favorite actors, Steven Yeun, and so I couldn't help but go in and watch. And I'm so glad I did. This 8-minute short film, released in 2019, directed by David M. Hellman, stars Steven Yeun and the voice of Alana Masterson, who are both in The Walking Dead. This film depicts a young father who is cut off from his son and one day takes matters into his own hands. To be honest, I am not recommending this film because of the story per se. It's quite like linear. There is a twist and we do get to know this character like little by little, but it's not like there's nothing extravagant about the plot, but really what kind of pulls this film all together is Steven Yeun's performance. And it's basically like the whole film is a monologue by Steven Yeun. He's just talking and going off, and slowly, like minute by minute, we get to see who this character is and we see him unraveling. So if any of you guys are also fans of Steven Yeun, like me, I'm sure you guys are all just eagerly waiting for the day where you can finally watch Lee Isaac Chung's Minari, which premiered earlier this year with the Sundance Film Festival. So until then, if you're looking for just a quick watch with Steven Yeun and his amazing performance, go ahead and check that film out too. Alrighty, and the final film that I wanted to introduce to you guys is a film called Stutterer. This 12-minute long short film was released in July of 2015, directed and written by Benjamin Cleary, and it won the Academy Award for Best Live Action Short Film in 2016. This film follows a man whose lush inner thoughts are rendered mute by a crippling stutter and feels isolated from the world despite a flourishing online relationship. The reason I watched this short film was actually because of class. I watched it in class, and the reason was because it is so perfect in terms of plot, like hitting plot points and having all the ingredients of having a perfect recipe for a film in general. I remember thinking, wow, like this is such a simple premise, but they pull it off so well. And it's not just a film that talks about, you know, a boy that likes a girl and tries to pursue her. You know, there's more depth to it. Even though, you know, not all of us have a stutter, myself included. However, I think everyone can kind of relate to that feeling of wanting to be heard, you know, wanting to be able to express oneself, you know, with words and with actions. And this film really just depicts another person that wants to do that. So yeah, these are all 5 of my short film recommendations. You know, these days being at home, there's a lot of time and I've been using a lot of that to just absorb a bunch of new content, whether that be short films, feature films, documentaries, old black and white films, anything and everything. And so I hope that I can share more with you guys through this channel. So if you guys also have any short film recommendations, I am always excited to watch more, so please just leave them down in the comments below. And if you guys have also watched any of the ones that I mentioned, please let me know what you thought as well. So yeah, that'll be all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!